I have to talk fast, but the videos are not going to add up with what I'm saying. So here, this is the video that I put the charges against the maintenance guy here when he pushed the door in on me. So I got that assault case on him. From there, they instantly was trying to get rid of me as far as retaliation. Go to YouTube, you can see the video. This video here, you can see that the contract don't end with housing until August 2026. This is the whole stack of papers that I had went back and forth with the courts, trying to let them know, hey, I'm on housing, they paying the money, there's no reason that I should be evicted. So this is the writ. That green piece of paper that you saw, that was the writ of execution, as far as them coming out. So I'm just going to go ahead and just let this video go ahead and play out, but let me try to catch y'all up. So after he went ahead and try to force himself into my unit, I want to say that was like April or so. July came around. They got to the point where they didn't want to renew the lease. And what housing wound up doing is they wound up just extending the contract for April 2025 all the way to April 2026. Considering the fact that they wanted me gone, they filed an eviction for possession only. That whole stack of papers, those were the papers that, I constantly put in different filings for motions to try to let the judge know, hey, I'm on housing, the rent is paid in full. Even on this particular day here in this video, the rent was already paid up in full. So it wasn't like that I got evicted for non-payment. I didn't pay my rent. I didn't have a tenant portion. Housing paid everything for me. So I fought that case hard, and that case is still technically in the courts as of right now, because it's now all the way up to the Supreme somewhere. But when it comes down to the Supreme, they just go ahead and they look through the case. You don't go to court for that. So I did different appeals and things of that nature. Housing already knew that I was fighting with the landlord in this case, considering the fact that I was evicted for possession only. I'm waiting for everything to come back as far as like security deposit and things of that nature. And once my move out process is cleared with this apartment, I can go back to housing and get a voucher to go ahead and find a new place. But it technically was unlawful because they had a whole complete contract with housing, and the rent was paid. Even though they didn't want to, their fight was possession only. I didn't have a lease, but every time that they got a check, cashed the check, utilized the money, that was like opening up a new agreement for kind of like on a month-to-month basis. So even though I didn't have a lease, you still took money on a month-to-month basis, technically, between the tenant and the landlord. But even between housing, it was a whole contract in place. So that's the long and short when it comes down to that. As you can see, they had guns drawn on me and everything with coming into this house as far as what this eviction process was. I'm not done fighting with the courts with this. Like, this whole procedure is not over. So to be clear for others out there, I was evicted, but I did not lose my housing. Okay, so I still have a housing voucher, but it's just one of those cases where it's just a process. Like, it was a process for me to be able to get in and out last time. It's the same thing now. It's just a process just when it comes down to housing. In this particular case here, it was just retaliation due to the fact because, of course, there's a pending case with him, an open assault case that never was closed, barely even investigated. And come to find out, this building is owned by the city of Dallas. So, of course, they all going to stick together, right? So this officer here was telling me that this eviction was the sixth one. I was like the sixth eviction that they had, like similar cases too, where they were getting money, but they just wanted the tenants gone for whatever reason. And it's just real sad how a lot of these Section 8 housing landlords, they take advantage. They take advantage of the program, and then now we end up in situations like this. I'm a $0 participant, so I can see if it was a situation where I didn't pay my rent, or holes in the walls, and I actually violated the terms of the agreement. Like, I did not violate anything, otherwise that contract would not have been extended. So the long and short, I'm still fighting in the court with that, and I'm still waiting for my documents to be processed. All of this just happened, like January, like around January the 4th, somewhere up in, maybe like January the 4th, give or take. I was still working during that time. I had already had some issues going on at work because I had a harassment case where I was being harassed by certain individuals. They did fire them, but one of the supervisors that was involved with that particular harassment case had came back, retaliated, and wrote me up and caused me to get fired. So between the EEOC, dealing with housing, and dealing with this whole eviction process, I'm dealing with a whole lot of courts right now, on top of still being injured. So as y'all know, I injured myself last year when I sliced my hand on my hot dog cart, and my tendon went 3 different ways, so my fingers don't move. I'm due to have another surgery come next weekend, April the 3rd, and I'm out here in the streets with nowhere to go. I've called everybody. There's videos out there that actually reflect everything that's been going on piece by piece. Like, I've been calling around trying to get help and assistance, and have not been able to get no help from nowhere. Like, I'm literally on the streets. I'm seriously on the streets. Had to leave my hotel after the whole eviction process. I was not out here homeless by myself. I was out here homeless with an individual, to the point where I paid for a car to be rented, so we wouldn't have to be out here on foot, considering the fact that it was in her name and her family. Really, in other words, wanted to help her, but only under the terms of, if I wasn't involved, they pretty much, in other words, put it in her head to just go ahead and, take the car back and leave me stranded, so to speak. I don't want to get into that right now, but the car was taken last Tuesday because I was out here. I was door dashing. I was staying afloat while getting everything in order in terms of the courts, the EEOC, the retaliation, and all of that other stuff. But then from there, that's when everything came crashing down, of me having to leave the hotel, having to be forced on the streets. So it's just been a lot. Emotionally, it's just been a whole lot, especially now since I don't have the resources to do what it is that I need to do until all of this other stuff is clear. So if there's anybody out there that's listening to my story, I'm just asking for a little bit of help. Like I said, right now, I have not eaten in 2 days. I don't have nowhere to go. I'm just out here. At this point in time, I've called everybody that I may know, and the only thing that's going on at this point is everybody is just back and forth, looking at my page and stuff like that. Nobody has even really called to say, hey, you good? But it is what it is. So that's the long and short of the whole eviction. I'm not really going to do too much posting here on TikTok. I will continue to maybe post a video or two, but if you're trying to follow my journey, then YouTube is pretty much, in other words, where I'll be posting. As far as me going live, I don't really have, I'm just not there mentally to be sitting in a camera, after I've been out here talking to everybody through video, through lives for the last 7 days, and have yet to receive any help. Only thing I needed was just a vehicle to be able to continue to work. Now I have nothing. No transportation, no hotel, nothing. So, Cash App is in the bio. The GoFundMe is in the bio. That's it. If anybody have any other questions and concerns, please feel free to comment, like, and share these videos. I just need to get some help at this point in time. But I do appreciate you, as always. Yeah, most definitely. I appreciate you, for all of the help, all the assistance, just everything, overall as a whole. And, I'm not going to name names, but I appreciate others as well, too. You all know who you are, past and present. But as for right now, I'm sitting outside. So I guess y'all give me a second. I'll be right back. But I am the Crackwing Chronicles. And I guess y'all give me a second. I don't know. I have to check.
Is everybody else? Do you want an opportunity to make a walkthrough and see if everything is out?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Keep going. If you're going to check it, keep going. If not, go ahead and just leave.
Okay, you don't have to yell.
You could have opened the door when I first got here.
Okay, I explained to him what the situation is. You don't have to be so.
Go ahead and check it.
Okay. All right.